So welcome back, children. We will just have a review of the lesson that we have gone through in our video modules. So the topic for today is the chemical effects of electric current. Now let us begin by saying that conduction of electricity, similar to many solids, some liquids also conduct electricity. That is what we started in the beginning of the chapter. So let us have a revision. What are conductors? Substances that allow electricity to pass through them are called conductors, like silver, gold, acidic solution, salt solution, etc. are the conductors. On the other hand, what are insulators? Substances that do not allow electric current to pass through them are known as insulators. Example, plastic, rubber, etc. Now, what is a circuit tester? When you were there in your lower classes, you had learned how to make a circuit. At that time, you were making it with an ordinary cell. And what is the use of a circuit tester? To test whether the material is a good electric conductor or not. As you can see on the page, the example of a circuit tester. What all do you have? You have a cell there, you have wires, and you have got a bulb. So with this, you understand whether the circuit, whether the material is a good conductor or not. Now, how to use a circuit tester? Step 1. Set up the circuit tester as is shown in the first screen, first diagram. And step 2, place the object between the open ends of the wire or through the help of clips. Now, when you see the bulb glowing, definitely you understand that the circuit tester is, the tester is working or the material is conducting electricity. So these was just basic things that you had learned in your previous classes. Now, how to use a circuit tester? After doing the connection or after making the connection tight, if the bulb lights up or glows, it means the material allows the electric current to pass through the closed circuit. But the brighter the bulb, the better is the conductivity of that material. If the bright bulb does not glow or if the bulb does not glow brightly, it shows that the material is not a good conductor. Now, what are the differences between good conductor and bad conductor? I told you that substances which allow electric current to pass through them are called good conductors. All the metals like silver, gold, aluminium, etc. Some substances allow electric current to pass through them, but in a very little amount. Therefore, such substances are called bad conductors of electricity rather than just being called an insulator. But most of the substances allow electric current to pass through them under certain conditions. So instead of using the term conductors and insulators, it is better that we use the word good conductors and bad conductors, because the conductivity of certain substances depend upon the conditions. It depends upon the medium in which they are in, or it depends upon the nature of the material, etc. So instead of saying insulator, we will use the word bad conductor. Now, electrical conductors are materials that allow electric current to pass through them. I told you. And what are the examples? Salt water, metals like copper, aluminium, non-metals like graphite. What is graphite? It is a form of carbon. And electrical insulators are materials that do not allow electric current to pass through them. Example, plastic, wood, rubber, glass, etc. are insulators. Now, the most important question in this chapter that we are going to study, new thing that we are going to study is, do liquids also allow electricity to pass through them? I had already told you that yes, liquids also do conduct electricity. Let us see. Liquids which contain some salts dissolved in them, they conduct electricity. The conduction of electricity through a liquid can be tested by using 2 electrodes and a bulb. What are electrodes? They are the 2 rods that are dipped in the solution when we are doing the experiment. But the conduction of electricity through the liquids, which are poor conductors, cannot be tested. But conduction of electricity through such liquids can be tested by using LED bulbs or magnetic compass needle, because LED bulbs can also detect weak currents if they are there. So we can't use our ordinary bulbs, but we can definitely use an LED bulb in the case of liquids which are poor conductors of electricity. Anyway, for this activity, you need a compass needle, an empty matchbox, 2 electric cells, some wires, a plastic bottle cap, and the liquid which is to be tested. Keep the compass needle inside the empty tray of the matchbox and wrap a couple of rubber bands around it. Connect the wires to the battery and insert the 2 wires in the liquid which is kept in the plastic bottle cap. You will observe that when the current flows through the wire, there is a deflection in the compass needle. That shows that the given liquid conducts electricity. Magnetic compass needle can deflect even when a weak current is passed through it. LED bulbs can also be used in place of the compass needle. The salts, the dissolved in the water, are responsible for the conduction of electricity through water. Tap water, acid solutions, basic solutions, etc. are good conductors of electricity. Distilled water, as I showed you in the video clip, is a poor conductor of electricity because there are no salts present in the distilled water. Now, how do we test the electrical conductivity of liquid? Place the 2 aluminium plates into the liquid tested. If the bulb lights up, a closed circuit is formed, allowing the current to flow through it. So the liquid is a conductor of electricity. Some liquids are good conductors of electricity, whereas some others are poor conductors of electricity. For example, tap water, salt solution, hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide, which is a base. These are all solutions of either acids, bases, or salts. They are all good conductors of electricity. But some liquids are poor conductors of electricity, like distilled water, sugar solution, kerosene, spirit, etc., because they don't have any salts dissolved in them. So they are poor conductors of electricity.